Hey guys, it's about JohnyTechReview, and I hope you guys are all doing well. So I haven't been reviewing RC quadcopter in a while, so today I have a new one here, and this one is a little bit better quality. It's still a toy grade, but it's a little bit better quality. So this one here at the time of the review is about $250 on Amazon. This is called the MJX RC, and its name is the model called Bugs 2. As you can see here, it's a pretty nice drone. It's a small drone, but it's GPS enabled, so it has GPS, and it has a range up to 1 kilometer here. So some of the features are brushless motor, independent ESC, two-way radio, of course 1-button return, and then you have 1080p for the camera. So in the back here we have a little more detail of those features. You have 1-key return, GPS here, intelligent control, low power automatic return, loss, signal loss, automatic return, and then you have the barometer altitude hold here also. Got a little controller here, as you can see. Got here some extra propeller, like a user menu here with some stickers. It's kind of nice. Actually, it comes with 2 batteries. I'm very happy about that because a lot of them just come with 1 battery. Here we have the charger, power adapter for it, pretty simple charger. And in case you're wondering, the cable is in here to charge it. You just take that cable out. So here you can see I have the other MJX. This is like a ghost quad, as you can see. Pretty interesting, but this one is from a company called Force One actually, but you can see it's almost like the same quad, process motor and everything, but this one doesn't have GPS or anything like that. This is much better build quality obviously, and you have nicer design integrated battery inside here. So we have a memory card that is included here, you can see. So here's a little bit more detail, as you can see. Looks pretty nice. Here is the brushless motor. At the bottom you have light, and the camera is up front here, 1080p camera, and battery goes in the back here. So it's a pretty nice integrated quad. It's actually pretty light, so as you can see there with the battery is about 15, almost 16 ounces, so almost a pound with the battery in there.
I just wanna look into your eyes. You know you make me feel like I'm alive. You are the solution. You are the solution.
So after using this Bugs drone for the past 2 weeks or so, I'm happy to say that this is a pretty fun drone to use, especially for beginner who is looking for a little bit of aid when it comes to GPS drone. So the drone comes with most of the stuff here. There's some other stuff, but this is the main stuff here that come with it. And you can see here you have the 2 batteries, and each of these batteries here, they're rated for 30 minutes of total flight time, but really in actuality, on a good day, I would say I get somewhere between 12 to 15 minutes. If I fly extremely aggressive, maybe 8 to 10 minutes, but I think normally playing around, I can get about 12 to 15 minutes. It just depends on the wind condition and such thing. Between 2 batteries, you can expect about 20 to 30 minute flight time, which is pretty good. That is with the camera always recording. Speaking of the camera, it is a 1080p camera, 2 megapixel. It is up here. It is not stabilized or anything like that, so don't expect it to be very smooth. And in my experience, the videos are somewhat choppy. The videos is a little bit soft, and the color is not so great, but in a good lighting condition lately, slowly with the fall here, I do not get the good lighting, so the videos come out to be okay, and you can judge for yourself when I put it on the screen here. Back to the battery for a second. The battery take about 2 hours to charge each of them, so with this charger here you can quickly charge it, and I have similar chargers that are the same, so I'm able to use some other drone charger to charge 2 batteries at once, but keep in mind they only come with 1 and it takes about 2 hours to charge one of these batteries. So one thing I do want to point out about the user menu is that the user menu has some useful information, especially with troubleshooting and stuff like that. But the one thing that the user menu left out is how to quick start the guy, and you actually need this guy, so don't lose this one. How to bind the controller to the drone, that was really tricky. The user menu didn't say anything about that, and the quick start guide is actually what you needed. So take a look at this controller really quick. This is very similar to that Force One controller before that I used with another drone, and as you can see you have the screen here. Let me turn it on real quick. You can see here you have GPS stuff here, so if you turn this off here, no GPS, turn it on with GPS. If you're connecting to the drone, you will see the bar here that will show up. This is the height and this is the distance, and both of these are in meter. You have here your mode 2, and you can also change it to mode 1 if you want. You have here basically headless mode here if you want to do that. So up top here you have a few buttons. You can click this button once to take a picture, hold down to record the video, and again hold out a button to stop the videos. The home return button here, you can press it and you can hold it down for it to come home. Over here you have the automatic takeoff and landing. You can use that if you want to. but this is the unlock. So after you bind the drone and you do the GPS calibration, you will need to press this button to unlock the blade, which will start spinning, and then you can just basically take off using this button or just do the automatic takeoff. So quickly, let me just show you how to bind this drone. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is just push this battery in. You can do it in reverse also, but hold down this lock button and turn this on, and that will bind it, as you can see, and you see the signal right now is full bar. So that part right now is very tricky. If you don't have the quick starter guide, the regular instruction manual doesn't really tell you a lot of information though. So keep in mind that you have to hold down this lock button every time and turn it on to get into the binding mode, and then the quad will join it. So now after you do that, the quad will blink this different color here, as you can see. And right now it's flashing between back and forth between yellow and orange, and it's telling you to do the GPS calibration. So all you have to do is just do a turn like this, and it will change color when it realizes that you do it enough. You can see now it's green, and when it's green you want to point the camera downward and then do the same thing again, just like this. And now it's solidly red and kind of like orange, and that means it's ready to fly. And you can just, or green rather, and you can put it down and it's ready to fly. Over here you have the memory card. Just come with an 8GB, and it works pretty well, and I'll show you some video footage of that later. So I'm not going to take up in here, but these are brushless motor. This drone flies really quiet. It's actually pretty nice. I have a DJI Mavic Pro, and this one flies pretty fast. I mean, compared to the Mavic normal speed, this is actually a lot faster. If you put the Mavic into sport mode, then it's comparable, but this drone is actually really fast. And considering that it's not carrying a lot of stuff, all it does, it just has a camera and a battery at 1 pound or so, is pretty effective. While we're here at the controller, I do want to point out that the controller itself is pretty responsive, so there's not really any lags. I would say this drone has pretty responsive control, and as soon as you're making a turn here and change here, it's going to be effective immediately, no problem at all. There's a range, they say it's 0.6 mile. In my experience, I can go about 500 or 600 feet, to the limit of what I can see, because the drone is white and it's pretty small once you take it far away. So at that rate, it's pretty good, and you're gonna have good reception, no problem now. There was one time where I go out pretty far and pretty high up, and it lost reception and it come back home. That actually works pretty well. So there's 3 ways that it can come home. Number 1 is losing reception. Number 2 is actually when it's low in battery, and then number 3, of course, is when it is when you hit the home return home button over here. One thing to keep in mind is that if you are low in battery and it's trying to return home, if it will run really low in battery, it will try to land it at that spot, wherever it is. So that's good to know also. It's pretty cool. So now on to the drone. As far as the drone itself, I found that the drone is actually pretty good with the GPS. It holds position pretty well, as long as there's not a lot of wind. If there's a little bit of wind, it will start to drift a little bit. And you kind of have to make adjustment, but sometimes you can see in my videos, sometimes I can just let go and it will just stand in one spot, just depending on the wind condition. It's not as good as something like the Mavic, where it holds position really well. But again, this is kind of like the gray area between kind of like a toy and a hobby. At this price range, you can expect this drone to do a pretty good job. So for a new user who's worried about the drone or quadcopter flying all over the place, this thing is actually pretty good at staying in one place. I found that this drone is very fun to play with. It's very aggressive. I fly really far away, as you can see, and yeah, it's really an enjoyable drone. And since it's, I know that it's not expensive as a Mavic, where it's more of a photography tool for me, this is more like a toy for me. I'm able to push this to the limit and not to worry about crashing it so much. I did crash it one time. I hit, I think, a power line, and then it swiped a tree and it fell down. But there's a little bit of dirt on the blade, but other than that, it's still pretty good, not bad at all. Yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with the drone, and there's not much I can complain as far as the flight dynamic. Now, something I do complain about. First of all, I really hate the way this battery is designed. So this battery here, you have to pinch the top and also pinch the bottom. Right now it might be easy because it's warm and nice in here, but it can be pretty tough still. See, you can see I'm pulling it out, and that's how to turn it on and off. There's no power button, which I hate. I also wish there's a power button. But this battery here, the way it's designed, you have to pinch that in, and it's really tricky sometimes to get this correctly. And the other thing is, sometimes I will push it in just like this. Let me show you, and it will get stuck. Right now it's good, but sometimes it will just get stuck like this. It won't go in. So you have to like perfectly align it in the middle for it to come in. But yeah, really the design is, push it in all the way in, make sure it click, and in the field when it's a little bit cold like this, fall season here, it can be really tricky to pull this out. You have to like really hurt your hand and squeeze it really hard to pull it out, which I'm not a fan of. So I wish they work on redesign this battery in the future, make this a little bit better. The other part about battery I also don't like is the way it's designed here for you to charge it. To pull this little cable out, and then you will plug into here to charge. And yeah, it's kind of annoying that you have to do that and then you have to push it back down every time. And the other thing is the chargers take too long to charge, and which is another thing I wish they improve. Give us a little bit better chargers so you can charge a little bit faster. That would be nice. So guys, that is pretty much my quick review. I found the drone is very fun to play with. I do found that the camera is a little bit lacking, and of course the range is pretty good on this. You're not going to have to worry about it, especially with the line of sight. Of course, it doesn't have a live feed from the camera, so there's no way for you to really go out that far anyway. So in general, about half a mile out, you still will be pretty good, but I would not go out that far because you can't even see the drone. Typically, 500 to 600 feet is my comfortable spot to fly using with line of sight, since there's no live feed from the camera. The camera could be improved a little bit for the future, but other than that, I'm very happy with the unit. The 2 batteries good, and of course, a better charger will also be nice. So guys, that is pretty much my quick review. I hope this review helped you guys. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comment box down below. If you find this video useful, please give it a like, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, I would like to say thank you to USA Toy for sending this unit out for me to review. I'll leave a little link in the description box down below if you guys want to buy it. Thank you very much for watching and supporting the channel. I hope you guys have a good week.